When you think of the problem and solution that you're solving for your specific business, you want to think of the core thing that you're working through. At our agency, we work primarily with startups. A lot of times startups don't really have like brand direction. They don't really know where they're heading in that regard. We need to think of that core problem and really refine that goal. Next, list the solution. Literally take out a Notion doc or Google Doc and list the solution to that problem. And then connect it to a user type, meaning your key demographic or key buyer persona that you want to be able to go after and that audience you want to equate. So let's do an example here. When we were doing illustrations for clients, especially custom builds, there was just a lack of diversity. I just didn't see any Black representation on websites. If I did, the images looked a little strange and wonky. The solution to this was dozens of illustrations that represented different types of people.
The examples that you're sharing right now, it seems like the solution is the mirror opposite of the problem. Are there instances where you see a problem and the solution isn't that way? Because sometimes it's not as obvious. So if we see a lack of diversity in illustrations and we see that, we can all kind of feel that. Is it always that, okay, then we just need to have illustrations that represent diverse groups of people? Or is it something larger, more systemic underneath the surface of all of this as to why there isn't a representation in stock art?
It absolutely is systemic. Historically, there hasn't been a ton of diversity in the design and development space. A lot of folks are creating content, and it's not like to be malicious. They're creating content and structuring online entities based on what they know, right? You don't know what you don't know. I think that when we think about these questions, it's like you said, we need to think of the bigger picture and think of, okay, this is one solution, but the solution could be even bigger than this because it all stems from X. It really depends in regards to problem and solution. As a business owner, start with the short hanging fruit, and then you can always work out as you move forward.
The reason why I asked this question, I'm reading this book, it's called What's the Problem? And it says, like, people get frustrated at elevators because it takes a really long time. You would say, well, the solution is to get a faster motor to have the elevator move fast. But it said that oftentimes what we need to do is reframe the problem. The problem is people are frustrated while waiting for the elevator, not that we need a faster elevator. So when they understood that by reframing it, they found that the solution was to put mirrors in the lobbies where elevators are, or interesting artwork. So when you push the button, people check themselves out and they are distracted by that. And so that is an elegant solution to the problem. That's what I was trying to get at with, like, I have a problem, solution. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, sometimes that solution is out of the box and not the complete opposite of the problem. So the next step after you've kind of solved for that smaller low-hanging fruit problem and solution, it's really about determining target audience. I'll first analyze the product and service. Analyzing your product and service, you want to look at what need do you fulfill, right? What's the main focus and what need do you fulfill for your main clients? Also, what problem does it solve? And then lastly, who would benefit? If we looked at this from Lego, right? What need do I need to fulfill? You want to help children or even adults be able to purchase these toys and be able to build these beautiful sets. So the problem you're solving is that downtime that a kid might have, they can use that time being able to build Legos and be constructive. And then who would you benefit? The buyers, the child who's working on that Lego set, and then you're also benefiting the parent because if the child gets good enough, they can go and do something else while the child is working on that Lego set, improving their motor skills. So think about those when you're going through that target market fit. Then you want to ask questions. So as company owners, agency owners, or freelancers, we're not asking enough questions. A lot of time we're making assumptions. We need to be able to ask those right questions to be able to make informed decisions. From a perspective of our business, Black Illustrations, for every single illustration pack that we create, we ask our audience. So the way that we've done this is, one, we make a request. You can go to our website, you can add in your name, your email, your business name, and then you can add details for the illustrations that you're looking for. Now, what we've done is we've connected that to an Airtable database. So we're asking our audience questions to understand what they want. Now, the biggest part here is what we've done is with Airtable, we can pull out keywords. So if I type in healthcare or I type in health, anything in that regard, it can tell me how many people have mentioned that keyword. So now I can look and say, okay, I know that 500 people have filled out this form. 45 of them mentioned healthcare. We know that that's a priority for a lot of users that use our platform. Let's go ahead and create an illustration pack based on that. 8 times out of 10 times that we've done this, we'll release that pack and our audience goes crazy because it's something that the majority of them have asked for. And so we'll work down that list, working through keywords, finding content that would resonate with that user, and then creating an illustration pack around that that would resonate with the largest audience that we have on the site. All of that comes from the form we have that's prominent on the website, and it just helps us create a repository of potential content that we can create for our target audience. And it really helps us focus and find that niche. And so what we've realized is a lot of people ask for education packs. So we've done STEM, elementary education, high school education, college education, because we've seen a lot of our users and our target market are educators. And so we want to create content that will work well with that audience.